I need to say this for the woman who has been shrinking quietly for a long time. There was a version of me who was confident, a version of me who knew I was called for more than just existing, more than just meeting society's checklist for women, like get married, have kids, keep the peace, don't fail. I was alive in my purpose. I wrote songs, I sang, I served, I created, I dreamed. I had the deep knowing that my life carries assignments. And then I got married. And I didn't realize that in some marriages, the expectation is not partnership, it's easy erasure. Somehow, it started to feel like who I was before marriage didn't matter anymore. And like my voice needed to get quieter, my personality needed to become acceptable, like my calling needed to fit inside someone else's comfort. So instead of marriage being a compromise, it became total erasure. So I adjusted, I watched my words, I compromised. Sometimes I spoke up, sometimes I pushed back, and when I did it, I was deemed, a troublemaker, someone who lacked peace. But the pressure was real. And little by little, I began to chip away at myself. And so what I'm telling you right now, this is the surface. Because what really happened is this: I entered survival mode, and survival mode is expensive. It costs you your joy, your clarity, your body, your confidence, your identity. It costs you everything. When you are surviving, your whole life becomes managing chaos, making sure everyone else is okay except you, keeping the peace, apologizing for things your spirit knows deep down you didn't do. But you are just trying to be seen as a good person, which you really are. But because you've been programmed to want to prove yourself, and while you keep doing this thing, while you keep trying to prove yourself to these people that you're not as bad as they are painting you, you keep falling into their trap. They keep benefiting from you proving yourself, and you are the one who is getting worse and erased at the same time. So things kept getting worse, and eventually I forgot who I was. And when words are used to diminish you long enough, you start to see yourself through the eyes of the people breaking you. It got so dark that I began to consider drastic actions, because identity attacks can make you feel like there is no way out except one. If you know, you know. But here is what changed everything for me. I looked for help in people, and some of them betrayed me. My cry for help was interpreted as betrayal, and I almost resigned to fate. But God met me in that place. And I know God is a hard word for some people, because many have been harmed by religion, by control, by twisted scripture. But the God who rescued me is not a misogynist. He is not a manipulator. He does not bless your erasure. The God who found me did something I didn't know I needed. He restored my sight. He began to show me who I am through his eyes. He began to remind me of the woman I was before survival mode, before the pressure, before the shrinking. He validated me, not with condemnation, but with clarity. My daughter, this is not my will for you. And that truth gave me permission to choose life again, to choose myself again, to choose freedom again. I left that relationship, and I have not regretted it, not one bit. Not even though fear was projected into me. You'll fail, you'll suffer, you'll regret it. But my spirit rejected the lie, and it did not work. So I'm here for the woman who feels trapped. The woman who feels like she's disappearing. The woman who feels she must endure harm to be holy. The woman who thinks keeping the home means losing herself. Listen to me, God is for you, not against you. And you do not have to twist into silence to prove your worth. People twist scriptures to benefit themselves, but you deserve to know God for yourself, not as a weapon pointed at you, but as a father who protects you. Marriage was never God's idea to bury his daughters. Covenant was never permission for control. Love does not demand your identity as payment. So today, I'm inviting you to do one thing: redefine your narrative. Not the narrative society wrote, not the narrative fear wrote, not the narrative manipulation wrote, not the narrative a wise woman built her home, misused to keep you bleeding quietly. Redefine it in truth, because you are not too much. You are not hard to love. You are not the problem. You are not called to survive. You are called to live. And if you've forgotten who you are, I promise you, identity can be restored, voice can return, joy can return, clarity can return. If this is for you, you are not alone, and you don't have to do this in isolation anymore. This is Redefine Your Narrative, and we are choosing life, we are choosing truth, we are choosing wholeness again. If you are ready to rebuild your discernment and make decisions under pressure without losing yourself, follow me. Share this with a woman who needs it. And if you need support, reach out. Help is strength. God bless you.